What if one of the most ordinary-looking coins in your pocket turned out to be worth a life-changing fortune? Rarest coins, that's the exact claim making waves in the coin-collecting world, that a 1966 Washington quarter has sold or could sell for as much as $1.8 million. But is that really possible? Could a coin that millions of Americans carried in their pockets during the 1960s actually be worth that much today? Or is it just another internet myth? In this video, we're going to explore the full story behind the 1966 Washington quarter. Its history, its real value, the truth behind that $1.8 million claim, and how to spot rare versions that are genuinely worth big money. You don't want to miss this one, because you might already own a coin that could surprise you. To understand the importance of the 1966 quarter, we need to look back at what was happening in the United States at the time. The mid-1960s were a turning point in American coinage. Just 2 years earlier, in 1964, the U.S. Mint stopped producing silver quarters. Rising silver prices made it too expensive to continue minting quarters from 90% silver. So in 1965, the Mint introduced a new metal composition for the quarter, a copper core with a copper-nickel-clad layer on the outside. This change made the 1966 quarter the second year of the new clad coinage. No longer made of silver, these coins were designed to be more affordable to produce and more durable for everyday U.S. In 1966, the Mint produced over 821 million quarters, and none of them had a mint mark. That's because between 1965 and 1967, the U.S. Mint removed all mint marks from coins as part of an effort to discourage hoarding during the coin shortage. So, all 1966 quarters look the same on the surface, same design, same composition, and no mint mark. But here's the question. If these coins were made in such huge numbers, how could one possibly be worth $1.8 million? Let's dig into that. First, let's be honest about the rumors. Over the past few years, countless headlines and social media posts have claimed that a single 1966 quarter has either sold for or was worth $1.8 million. But is there any real proof of that? So far, no verified record exists of a 1966 quarter selling for anywhere close to that amount. Major auction houses like Heritage Auctions, Stack's Bowers, and reputable grading companies like PCGS and NGC have never recorded a $1.8 million sale of this coin. Where does the number come from? In most cases, the claim likely started with a misinterpreted or exaggerated online listing. Coins are sometimes posted for outrageous prices on eBay or other online marketplaces, but that doesn't mean anyone actually bought them. It's easy to list a coin for $1.8 million, but selling it for that is a different story entirely. That said, the 1966 Washington quarter can be valuable under certain conditions. Let's break it down. First, condition matters. Coins are graded on the Sheldon scale, from 1 to 70. Most 1966 quarters found in circulation are in poor to average condition, worth only face value. But coins in high mint state condition, especially those graded MS66, MS67, or higher, are significantly more valuable. For example, a 1966 quarter graded MS67 can be worth anywhere from $100 to $500, depending on market demand. The highest known grade for this coin is MS68, and only a small handful of examples have ever achieved that level. One such coin sold for over $3,000 at auction. Now, that's still a long way from $1.8 million, but we're just getting started. Where things get really interesting is with error coins. These are coins that left the mint with mistakes, and collectors love them. Let's look at a few types of errors that can occur on a 1966 quarter. Double die errors, where elements of the coin's design, like the date or lettering, appear doubled. These are highly collectible and can fetch hundreds or even thousands of dollars depending on severity. Off-center strikes, coins that were struck outside of the normal alignment. The more off-center the design and the more visible the date, the higher the value. Wrong planchet errors. This is when a coin is mistakenly struck on a blank mint for a different denomination, like a dime or foreign coin. A 1966 quarter struck on a dime planchet would be smaller in diameter and missing some of the design details. These kinds of errors are rare and valuable. Missing clad layer. Quarters from this era were made of a copper core with a clad layer of nickel. If one side is missing the nickel layer, the coin can appear reddish or dull, and can be worth hundreds or more. Struck through errors. This happens when a piece of debris or fabric is on the coin blank during striking, leaving a strange impression in the coin's surface. These are rare and often command high prices. Now here's the twist. There is one extremely rare type of 1966 quarter that might help explain the million-dollar rumor, and that is a 1966 quarter mistakenly struck on a silver planchet. Even though silver quarters were officially discontinued after 1964, some leftover silver blanks were accidentally used at the mint during later years. A 1966 quarter struck on a 90% silver planchet is incredibly rare and could be worth thousands, even tens of thousands of dollars, if authenticated by a professional grading service. But again, even in the most extreme cases, there is no known record of a 1966 quarter selling for $1.80 million. So what should you look for in your own collection? Start by checking the edges. If the edge of your 1966 quarter doesn't have the typical copper core showing and instead looks silver all the way through, it could be a silver planchet error. Weighing the coin is another trick. A regular clad quarter weighs 5.67 grams. A silver planchet coin would weigh closer to 6.25 grams. You'll also want to examine your coin under magnification for any doubling, off-center strikes, or other unusual features. If you spot anything out of the ordinary, take the coin to a reputable dealer or submit it to a professional grading service like PCGS or NGC. Even if your coin doesn't make you a millionaire, it could still be worth much more than face value. To wrap things up, the 1966 Washington quarter is an important piece of U.S. coinage history. It marked a new era of non-silver coinage and is widely collected today. In most cases, these coins are common and worth very little, but in high grades or with rare errors, they can command impressive prices. As for the claim that one sold for $1.8 million, there's no verified record to back that up. It's likely just another viral story. But the real message here is this: always check your change. Because rare coins do turn up in everyday circulation, and the next valuable coin could be hiding right in your pocket. Thanks for watching. If you found this video helpful, give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more deep dives into rare coins, hidden treasures, and fascinating facts from the world of numismatics. Drop a comment below if you found an interesting or strange coin recently. We'd love to hear your story. Until next time, keep hunting, keep learning, and keep checking your change. Let me know if you'd like this script as a downloadable PDF, adapted for YouTube Shorts, or paired with a visual storyboard for editing. What if the quarter in your pocket was worth more than your car, or even your house? Rumors are spreading across the internet that a 1998 Washington quarter has been valued at a jaw-dropping $1.4 million. But is it true? Could a coin minted just a few decades ago really be worth that much money? Today, we're diving into the real story behind the 1998 quarter, its history, what gives it value, the truth behind the million-dollar claims, and how to tell if the coin in your pocket is worth far more than 25 cents. Black and white footage of early U.S. coins and the Denver Mint. Let's begin with the basics. The Washington quarter was introduced in 1932, originally intended to commemorate the 200th birthday of George Washington. The obverse design, featuring the profile of Washington, was created by sculptor John Flanagan. It quickly became a permanent part of American coinage. For decades, the reverse of the coin featured a heraldic eagle, wings spread, perched on a bundle of arrows and framed by olive branches, symbolizing peace through strength. Fast forward to 1998, the Denver Mint, which places the D mint mark on coins, struck more than 821 million Washington quarters that year. That means the 1998 D quarter is one of the more common coins of the late 20th century. It was the final year before the U.S. Mint launched the 50-state quarters program in 1999, making this coin the last of the classic eagle reverse design. With hundreds of millions minted, how could one of these quarters possibly be worth $1.4 million? Let's talk about the origins of that claim. In recent years, videos and articles have surfaced online claiming certain Washington quarters, including the 1998 D, have sold for over $1 million. The specific figure that keeps appearing is $1.4 million. But here's the truth. There is no official record of a 1998 D quarter ever selling for that amount. Not through heritage auctions, not through PCGS, not through NGC or any other reputable coin auction platform. So where does that number come from? Most likely, it started with viral misinformation, a mix of clickbait titles, misinterpreted auction listings, and wildly exaggerated estimates posted online. Some sellers list coins for outrageous prices hoping to get attention, even if there's no intent to actually sell them. That said, some 1998 D quarters can be worth serious money, just not $1.4 million. Now let's break down what can actually make a 1998 D quarter valuable. First, coin condition plays a huge role. Coins are graded on a scale from 1 to 70, known as the Sheldon scale. A grade of MS-60 or higher is considered mint state. Most quarters from circulation grade between MS-60 and MS-64. But if a 1998 D quarter is graded MS-68 or higher, it becomes much rarer and much more valuable. A certified 1998 D quarter in MS-68 condition has sold for over $400 at auction. That's impressive for a modern coin with such a high mintage. These coins are virtually flawless, with sharp detail and no visible scratches or dings even under magnification. Only a handful are known to exist in such high grade. Next up, we have mint errors, and this is where things can get exciting. A standard 1998 D quarter is not rare, but one with a dramatic mint error could be worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars. Let's talk about some of the most valuable types of errors. First, off-center strikes. These occur when the coin is not properly aligned in the press, resulting in a design that's partially missing. If the date is still visible, these errors can fetch hundreds of dollars depending on the severity. Second, double die errors. This is when the design appears doubled, especially on the date, lettering, or liberty. These coins are extremely collectible, though no major double die variety has been officially recognized for the 1998 D quarter yet. Third, wrong planchet errors. These happen when a quarter is accidentally struck on a blank intended for another coin, like a nickel or foreign currency. These are very rare and can be worth thousands depending on how dramatic the error is. Fourth, missing clad layer errors. Quarters are made of a copper core with a nickel coating. If one side is missing its clad layer, it can appear copper red or dull. These types of errors can also be quite valuable, often selling for hundreds. There are even struck-through errors, where foreign material gets between the die and the planchet during minting, causing weird indentations or missing details. Now, could one of these errors make a 1998 D quarter worth over $1 million? Technically, anything is possible if the error is one of a kind and dramatic enough to capture attention from elite collectors. But realistically, no such error for this coin has ever been recorded or sold for anywhere near that amount. So what's the takeaway here? The 1998 D Washington quarter is a common coin in average circulated condition. It's worth 25 cents. But if you have a high-grade example or one with a significant error, it could be worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars. However, the $1.4 million price tag is likely just internet fiction. Still, this doesn't mean you should ignore the coins in your pocket. Far from it, because coin collecting is not just about chasing million-dollar treasures. It's about discovering history in the palm of your hand. It's about learning to spot the details. And sometimes, it's about finding that rare piece that everyone else overlooked. So here's what you can do right now. Find your 1998 D quarters. Use a magnifying glass or a jeweler's loupe. Check for unusual coloring, doubling, off-center strikes, or anything else that doesn't look quite right. If you find something interesting, take it to a trusted coin dealer or send it in for professional grading from PCGS or NGC. Even a minor error or a sharp mint state grade could turn that common coin into a valuable collectible. In the end, while the 1998 D Washington quarter is not a confirmed millionaire maker, it still holds potential for surprises, especially for those who pay attention to detail. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this deep dive into coin history and value, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you never miss out on new coin content. And if you found a strange or rare coin in your own collection, drop a comment below and share your story. You never know, your coin could be the next big discovery. Until next time, keep looking, keep learning, and keep collecting. Channel logo, subscribe button, and recommended videos on rare coin finds. Let me know if you'd like a short version of this script for TikTok or YouTube Shorts. or if you want it formatted as a downloadable file. I can also help you pair visuals and B-roll ideas with this script for a more professional video edit. Have you ever checked your spare change and thought, what if one of these coins is worth a fortune? What if you've been holding on to a rare treasure without even realizing it? Rarest coins today. We're diving deep into the world of modern coin collecting to uncover the mystery behind the 1997 P. Washington quarter. This 25-cent piece, minted in Philadelphia, has been at the center of rumors claiming it's worth as much as $1.2 million. But is there any truth to that? What makes this coin special? And could your change actually contain a hidden gem? Keep watching, because what you're about to learn might just send you running to your coin jar. Cut to historical images of George Washington and early U.S. coins. Let's begin with the origins. The Washington quarter was first issued in 1932 to commemorate the 200th birthday of the first president of the United States, George Washington. The design, created by sculptor John Flanagan, was only intended for a one-year release. But it proved so popular, it became the standard design for the quarter for decades to come. The obverse features the profile of Washington facing left, with the word liberty above, the motto "In God We Trust" to the left, and the mint year below his neck. The reverse shows an eagle with outstretched wings perched on a bundle of arrows, symbolizing strength and defense, with olive branches below to represent peace. Now let's fast forward to 1997. That year, both the Philadelphia and Denver mints produced Washington quarters. The Philadelphia mint, identified by the letter P on the obverse, struck more than 595 million of them. That's right, over 500 million coins. At first glance, it seems like just another modern quarter. So how could one possibly be worth over $1 million? Let's break it down. The vast majority of 1997 P. Washington quarters are extremely common. In circulated condition, they're typically only worth face value, 25 cents. Even in uncirculated condition, most examples won't fetch more than a few dollars. A coin graded MS-65 might sell for $10 to $20, while a pristine MS-67 could bring $50 to $100. But as any serious coin collector knows, the real value often lies in the rare outliers. Coins with errors, flaws, or characteristics so unique they become legendary. This brings us to the million-dollar question. Where does the claim of a $1.2 million 1997 P quarter come from? Over the past few years, the internet has been flooded with headlines and viral videos claiming that certain common coins, like the 1997 P quarter, have sold for outrageous amounts. You may have seen titles like "This quarter is worth $1.2 million" or "Check your change immediately." While these titles are great at catching attention, they're often based on misunderstandings, exaggerated listings, or unverified auction claims. The truth is, there is no public record of a 1997 P. Washington quarter ever selling for $1.2 million. No listing from Heritage Auctions, no confirmation from PCGS, and no verified sale in any major coin database. However, there is a very small chance that a 1997 P quarter could be worth thousands, and in some incredibly rare cases, even more, if it contains a major mint error. So let's talk about what kind of errors could make a 1997 P quarter valuable. First, double die errors. This happens when the coin is struck twice by the die, resulting in doubled images on the lettering or date. These types of coins are rare and can be worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars depending on severity and condition. Next, off-center strikes. If a coin was struck when not properly aligned, it can result in part of the design being missing or shifted. The more off-center the strike, the higher the value, especially if the date is still visible. Then there's the wrong planchet error. Sometimes a quarter might be accidentally struck on a blank intended for another coin, such as a dime or a foreign denomination. These errors are rare and highly collectible. Another valuable error to look for is a missing clad layer. Modern quarters are made with a copper core and a nickel outer layer. If the nickel layer is missing on one side, the coin may appear reddish or dull and can be worth a significant amount. Lastly, there are broad strike errors, die cracks, and struck-through errors where foreign material gets between the die and planchet during striking. While these aren't million-dollar errors, they can still add value and make your coin worth far more than 25 cents. Now, here's the important part. For a 1997 P quarter to command an extraordinary price, like tens of thousands or more. It would need to have a never-before-seen and dramatic error or be in nearly perfect condition at the highest possible grade, like MS69 or MS70, certified by a reputable grading company. So far, no such coin has been verified in the market. So what should you do? Check your change. Get a good magnifying glass. Look for any signs of doubling, missing details, off-center designs, or odd coloration. If you find anything that looks unusual, don't dismiss it. Instead, take it to a professional coin dealer or send it in to be graded by a third-party service like PCGS or NGC. Even if you don't strike gold, you might still have a coin worth 20, 50, or a few $100s. And in the world of coin collecting, that's a win.so. To sum it up, the 1997 P Washington quarter is a common coin, but certain rare varieties or errors could be worth significant money. While there's no confirmed sale of a $1.2 million example, the excitement and possibility keep collectors looking. And that's the real magic of this hobby. You never know what treasure might be hiding in plain sight. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you never miss an update. Drop a comment below if you've ever found a rare coin or if you have a 1997 quarter you want to ask about. Until next time, happy collecting and good luck hunting. Let me know if you'd like help turning this into a downloadable PDF, adding visuals, or even creating a short version of the script for TikTok or YouTube Shorts. Imagine digging through your pocket change and discovering a coin that could make you a millionaire. Rarest coins, that's exactly what some people are claiming about the 1981 P Washington quarter. Rumors are circulating online that this unassuming 25-cent coin, minted in Philadelphia, may have sold for as much as $1.6 million. But is there any truth to it? Could a common-looking coin from the 1980s really be worth a fortune? Or is it just another viral headline with no real substance? In today's video, we're uncovering the full story behind the 1981 P Washington quarter, its history, what makes it collectible, the truth behind that $1.6 million price tag, and what to look for in your own change that could actually make you money. Cut to black and white footage of the U.S. Mint and images of early Washington quarters. Let's begin with a bit of history. The Washington quarter was first minted in 1932, created to honor the 200th birthday of George Washington. Its design was based on a bust of Washington by sculptor John Flanagan. The obverse, or front, features a left-facing portrait of Washington, with the word Liberty above, In God We Trust to the left, and the date below. The reverse side, used up until 1998, shows an eagle with outstretched wings, perched on a bundle of arrows, symbolizing strength and defense. Olive branches beneath the arrows symbolize peace. Now let's focus on the year 1981. In that year, the Philadelphia Mint produced over 600 million Washington quarters. These coins carry the P mint mark, which can be found to the right of Washington's ponytail. Being part of a high mintage year, the 1981 P quarter is generally considered a common coin. But as we're about to find out, not all of them are created equal. With more than 601 million struck, the average 1981 P quarter you'll find in circulation today is probably worth just 25 cents. Even uncirculated examples, if they're not in top condition, typically only sell for a couple of dollars. So where does the claim of a $1.6 million quarter come from? It started on social media and quickly spread across YouTube, Facebook, TikTok, and even auction listing sites. Claims of a 1981 P quarter selling for over $1 million caught fire. The headlines were shocking. People were suddenly digging through jars of coins and change drawers, hoping to strike it rich. But here's the truth. There is no official auction record or verification that a 1981 P quarter has ever sold for $1.6 million. Not through heritage auctions, not through Stack's Bowers, not through PCGS or NGC records. No certified coin of this type has reached anywhere near that value. So how do these stories get started? In most cases, the viral videos and clickbait articles are based on either misunderstood auction listings, unverified private sales, or coins that were listed, but never sold, for absurd amounts of money on online platforms like eBay. That doesn't mean the 1981 P quarter has no value. In fact, certain versions of this coin, especially those with unique errors or ultra-high grades, can be quite valuable, just not in the million-dollar range. Let's explore what actually gives a 1981 P quarter value. First, coin condition is critical. Coins are graded on a 70-point scale. A 1981 P quarter in mint state condition, such as MS-65, might be worth $5 to $10. However, at extremely high grades, such as MS-67 or MS-68, prices jump significantly. One of the finest known examples of a 1981 P quarter has sold for over $500 at public auction. That's because coins from this era with flawless details and no scratches are very rare. Now let's talk about errors and varieties, where things get even more interesting. Certain rare mint errors can send the value of any coin soaring. While there are no major recognized double-die varieties for the 1981 P quarter, that doesn't mean error coins don't exist. Here are some potential error types to watch out for. Double-die errors, where the design elements like the date or lettering are duplicated due to a misaligned die strike. These are some of the most popular and collectible types of errors. Off-center strikes, coins that are visibly misaligned during minting. The more off-center the design, the more valuable the coin becomes, especially if the date is still fully visible, struck on the wrong planchet. This is when a quarter is mistakenly struck on a blank mint for a different coin, like a nickel or penny. These can fetch hundreds or even thousands depending on how dramatic the error is. Missing clad layer. Quarters are made from a copper core with a nickel-clad surface. If that outer layer is missing on one side, it creates a distinct appearance and can be quite valuable. Broad strike errors. This happens when a coin is struck without the collar that shapes its edge, resulting in a wider, flat-looking coin. But if you happen to have a 1981 P quarter with one of these errors, and it's in good condition, it could be worth well over face value. In some rare cases, error coins have sold for several $1,000s. But let's be honest, the idea that any regular 1981 P quarter is worth $1.6 million is pure exaggeration. It may sound exciting, but there's no concrete evidence to back up that claim. So, what should you do? Start by checking your quarters. Look at the date, the mint mark, and especially the surface of the coin. Use a magnifying glass or jeweler's loupe to search for doubling, off-center strikes, unusual coloring, or any imperfections that might indicate a mint error. If you find something strange, don't rush to conclusions. Instead, take your coin to a professional dealer or submit it to a trusted grading service like PCGS or NGC. Even if your coin isn't worth millions, you might still find something worth hundreds or more. And that's a win.so. To recap, the 1981 P Washington quarter is generally a common coin. It was struck in massive quantities, and most are worth between face value and a few dollars. High-grade specimens and rare mint errors, however, can be worth much more, sometimes into the hundreds or even thousands. As for the $1.6 million rumor, there is no verified sale to support that number. But don't let that stop you from looking, because in the world of coin collecting, every coin tells a story. And sometimes, the smallest details can make the biggest difference. Thanks for watching. If you found this video helpful or interesting, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel for more content on rare coins, valuable errors, and hidden treasures in everyday change. Turn on notifications so you never miss an update, and drop a comment below if you've ever found a rare coin or think you might have one. Until next time, keep hunting, keep collecting, and keep checking your change, because you never know what you might find. Let me know if you want help turning this into a downloadable file, pairing it with visuals, or adapting it for short-form content like TikTok or YouTube Shorts. What if the next time you emptied your pockets, you discovered a coin worth over $1 million? That's the claim circulating around the 1998 P Washington quarter. Rumors say this simple 25-cent piece could be worth as much as $1.3 million. But is it true? What makes this coin special? Could there really be a $1 million quarter hiding in your change? Stay tuned as we dive deep into the truth about the 1998 P Washington quarter, its history, potential value, and the rare error coins that have collectors and treasure hunters searching through every jar of spare change. Cut to historic images of George Washington and the U.S. Mint. Let's start at the beginning. The Washington quarter has been a staple of American currency since 1932. Originally released to commemorate the 200th birthday of George Washington, the coin quickly became the permanent design for the quarter dollar. On the obverse, or front side, you'll find a left-facing portrait of Washington. Above his head is the word liberty. To the left, the phrase "In God We Trust." Below his neckline, the year of minting. In this case, 1998, the reverse side features an eagle with outstretched wings perched on a bundle of arrows, symbolizing military readiness. Below the arrows are olive branches, representing peace. This reverse design was used until 1998, making the 1998 P quarter the final year before the launch of the wildly popular 50-state quarters program in 1999. Now let's talk about the mint mark. The P stands for the Philadelphia Mint, one of the major coin-producing facilities in the United States. In 1998, the Philadelphia Mint struck over 896 million Washington quarters. That's right, nearly 900 million of them were produced. With numbers like that, the 1998 P quarter is considered a common coin. So where does the million-dollar story come from? Let's dig into it. In recent years, countless videos and articles have surfaced online claiming that certain Washington quarters from the 1990s, including the 1998 P, have sold for jaw-dropping prices. Some even claim these coins are worth as much as $1.3 million. But here's the truth. No 1998 P quarter has ever been confirmed to sell for anything close to that amount. So, does that mean the claim is a complete myth? Not entirely. There is a very small chance a 1998 P Washington quarter could be worth a large amount of money, not because of the date or mint alone, but because of extremely rare mint errors or incredibly high-grade examples. Let's take a closer look at what actually gives a coin its value. First, there's condition. Coins are graded on a scale from 1 to 70. A coin graded MS65 or higher is considered mint state, and coins that reach MS67, MS68, or higher become extremely rare, especially from earlier decades. A flawless 1998 P quarter graded MS68 or MS69 by a professional service like PCGS or NGC could fetch hundreds or even thousands of dollars at auction. The highest graded examples are always in demand by collectors trying to complete top-tier sets. Then there are error coins, and this is where the real treasure lies. Imagine finding a 1998 P quarter with a doubled die, where parts of the design, like the date or the word liberty, appear doubled under magnification. These errors occur during the die-making process and are some of the most collectible types of mistakes. Next, there are off-center strikes, where the coin was not properly aligned during minting. A quarter that is struck off-center, especially by a large margin, can be worth hundreds of dollars, and more if the date and mint mark are still visible. There are also wrong planchet errors, where the quarter is mistakenly struck on a blank intended for another denomination, like a dime or foreign coin. These types of errors are extremely rare and can easily bring in thousands of dollars if certified. Another type is a missing clad layer. Quarters are normally made with a copper core and a nickel outer layer. If the nickel layer is missing on one side, it exposes the reddish copper underneath, creating a dramatic and valuable error. These are the types of coins that could potentially make a 1998 P quarter worth a fortune. Maybe not $1.3 million, but definitely far more than face value. Still, such finds are incredibly rare, and most of the 1998 P quarters in circulation today are worth just 25 cents. So what about that $1.3 million claim? Most of these viral headlines come from unverified sources, clickbait content, or misinterpreted listings on auction platforms. Just because a coin is listed online for $1 million doesn't mean it's actually worth that, or that anyone is willing to pay that much. It's important to separate hype from fact. As of now, there is no credible record of a 1998 P quarter selling for $1.3 million. Period. But don't let that discourage you. Even if your 1998 P quarter isn't worth millions, it could still have value. High-grade examples have sold for up to $400 to $600, and rare error coins can reach into the thousands. The key is knowing what to look for. So here's what you should do. Start by checking the condition of your coin. If it looks nearly flawless, with no scratches or wear, it might be worth sending in for grading. Use a magnifying glass to inspect details, especially the date, the lettering, and the edges, for any unusual marks, doubling, or misstrikes. If anything looks odd or out of place, take it to a trusted coin dealer or submit it to a professional grading service. Even if you don't find that $1,000,000 coin, you'll learn more about the hobby and maybe even catch the collecting bug yourself. In the end, the 1998 Washington quarter may be common in most cases, but like all coins, it carries the potential for surprise. Whether it's a rare error, a high-grade gem, or simply a piece of history from the last year before the state quarters began, it's worth taking a closer look. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, hit that like button and subscribe to the channel for more real stories behind rare coins and modern-day treasures. And don't forget to ring the bell so you never miss an upload. Drop a comment below if you've ever found an interesting quarter in your change, or if you're still on the hunt for your $1,000,000 coin. Until next time, keep checking your change and happy collecting. Let me know if you want this adapted into a YouTube short script, a TikTok voiceover, or formatted as a downloadable document. I can also help you add visuals or key timestamps for video editing. Have you ever checked your spare change and wondered if you might be holding a fortune without even knowing it? Well, today we're diving into one of the most talked about coins in modern numismatics, the 1997 Washington quarter. Rumors have circulated that this humble 25-cent piece could be worth as much as $1.1 million. But is that actually true? Could a simple quarter minted in Denver be hiding a secret that makes it worth a fortune? Stay tuned, because we're about to uncover the truth behind the 1997 Washington quarter, its history, its real value, and the shocking details about rare errors that have collectors and treasure hunters scrambling to check their pocket change. Cut to historic footage or images of George Washington. Let's start with a bit of history. The Washington quarter was first introduced in 1932 to commemorate the 200th birthday of George Washington. It was meant to be a one-year commemorative coin, but it became so popular that it replaced the standing Liberty quarter permanently. The obverse, or front, of the coin features a profile of George Washington based on a sculpture by Jean-Antoine Houdon. The reverse shows a bald eagle perched on a bundle of arrows with olive branches beneath, symbolizing peace and military strength. Now fast forward to 1997. That year, the Denver Mint produced nearly 600 million Washington quarters. Specifically, 599,680,000 of them. The D Mint mark, which stands for Denver, can be found on the obverse of the coin, just to the right of Washington's ponytail. With so many coins minted, you might assume there's nothing special about the 1997 D quarter. And in most cases, that's true. In circulated condition, these quarters are generally worth their face value, 25 cents. In uncirculated condition, especially if graded MS-65 or higher, they may be worth a few dollars, sometimes up to $20 or $30 depending on quality. But here's where it gets interesting. There have been claims circulating online that a 1997 Washington quarter sold or is valued at $1.1 million. While these headlines are exciting and definitely grab attention, they are often misleading. There is no official auction record of a standard 1997 quarter selling for $1 million. So where does that number come from? The answer lies in a very rare category of coins, error coins. These are coins that were misstruck during the minting process and ended up with unique features that make them incredibly rare and highly collectible. And yes, in rare cases, these error coins can sell for thousands or even millions of dollars. While the typical 1997 quarter isn't worth a fortune, if your coin has a rare and dramatic mint error, like a double strike, off-center strike, wrong planchet error, or missing clad layer, it could be worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars. For example, a 1997 quarter struck on a nickel or dime planchet would be extremely rare and could fetch thousands at auction. Likewise, a quarter with a strong double die on either side could attract serious collector interest. But let's be honest, these extreme mint errors are incredibly rare. Out of nearly 600 million quarters minted that year, only a tiny handful might have a serious error worth significant money. That said, the most valuable confirmed sale of a 1997 quarter was for a coin graded MS-68, which means it was in near-perfect condition. That particular coin sold for over $1,700 at auction. And even that price is only possible due to the combination of extremely high grade, flawless appearance, and professional certification. So where did the $1 million myth come from? In the age of viral headlines and TikTok videos, it's easy for a rare story to become exaggerated. A coin listed for $1.1 million on an auction site doesn't mean it actually sold for that price. In fact, many sellers post coins for unrealistic amounts hoping to attract attention. Unless a coin sale is verified through a trusted auction house like Heritage Auctions or Great Collections, it's best to view those headlines with a healthy dose of skepticism. Still, this doesn't mean you should ignore your pocket change. Every year, new errors are discovered, some in circulation, some in old coin jars, some even in change from the grocery store. Coins with clear and dramatic mint errors can and do sell for serious money to So how can you tell if you found a rare 1997 D quarter? First, look closely at the coin under good lighting. Use a magnifying glass or jeweler's loupe. Check for doubling in the lettering or date. Examine the edges for any signs of a missing clad layer. See if the design is off-center or if anything looks unusual about the metal or strike. If anything stands out, take the coin to a reputable coin dealer or send it to a third-party grading service like PCGS or NGC for authentication. Even if your coin isn't worth $1 million, it might still be worth more than you think. High-grade modern coins are becoming harder to find in circulation, especially in mint state. And with interest in coin collecting growing every year, values can increase over time. To wrap it all up, the 1997 D Washington quarter is a common coin in most cases, but like every coin, it holds the potential to surprise. While it's unlikely to be worth $1.1 million without an extremely rare and dramatic error, it can still be valuable in high-grade condition or with certain unique features. So don't ignore your change. You never know what kind of hidden treasure might be waiting in your pocket. Thanks for watching. If you found this video helpful or interesting, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss out on more amazing coin stories. And remember, every coin has a story. Yours might be worth more than you think. See you next time on Hidden Coin Treasures. Would you like me to turn this into a downloadable script file, add timestamps, or help you add visuals for your video?